Hello, happy Thursday, happy Jupiter day. Did you know that each day of the week is related to a planet, to an planetary energy? So Monday is Moon Day, Tuesday is Mars, Wednesday is Mercury, Thursday is Jupiter, Friday is Venus, Saturday is Saturn. Can anybody guess what Sunday is? So as I am sitting here and just letting everybody acclimate and arrive and settle in and, get things situated, I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your willingness to do this virtually. I get it. It's not the easiest of things to do. And in the journey of discovering our new reality, we're not going to be this way forever, but we are this way right now. I am this way right now. And life happens. So as soon as we free up and get settled for a certain thing, we're presented with another. Okay, so yeah. And if anybody feels like offering clarity of how to move into that next stage of childhood where you are really called into adulthood to care for your elders, for your parents, I appreciate it. Really just not so much in all these suggestions, but just in the support that the clarity comes. Everybody is healthy. It's just the landscape is changing. My parents are actually moving here to Louisville after 40 years of living in Lexington. So I'm looking forward to help. It'll help me be more accessible too. So on this Thursday, this Jupiter day, we're gonna do some yoga. Sound good? Okay. If you have any requests, land them into the comments if you're here. I never know who's really here. If you, honestly, I don't know who watches these unless you comment. So I just don't know. I just don't know. I'm gonna be straight up with you. So if you have requests, ask for them. I don't think we're gonna use, okay, good, you can't see me. I don't think we're gonna use the wall today. Actually we are. We're gonna do one thing at the wall real quick, okay? We're not going upside down. But you're just gonna come standing at the wall, your hip points, and find your fingertips. We're gonna do this stretch to clear, and then we're gonna stand and center. So, got it? Teresa Phelps Martin, as your little embodiment moment of middle ground, and I'll unpack that in a minute. So just find your hips, find a wall. You can use a table. Let me do this. I might even use a wall. I'll use my chair. Okay? You can even use a chair. Nice and noisy, right? So using that chair, if it rolls, make sure it's not gonna fall on you. You can find a table ledge. You're gonna bend your knees, get the undersides of the arms to lift up, draw into that belly, and wiggle your hips from side to side. Okay, so you're gonna really lift into your core and lift into this back body. So you're pushing down, arms are lifting up, or you're pushing into a wall. You're pulling the inner thighs back, lifting up into that core, and you're moving your hips from side to side. Okay, so lots of power in your arms, softness in the heart, but really engaged through here. And then we're gonna cat-cow here. I know it's kind of weird. So you're gonna move the thighs back and then tuck the tail under. Okay, really pulling it. Thighs are moving back, but we're moving from the core. Exhaling, inhaling, and then exhaling. You can move from side to side. We're just gonna clear out this low belly. Because guess what? The middle ground is. It's right here through this inner line, this inner horizon. And we're going to be a little fixated because that's the energy. And that fixation is what allows for a continuation. Just a couple more times, loosening up, clearing out the back, feeling that strength. And then go ahead and fold all the way towards the ground. Relax your neck and jaw. We're going to go ahead and step all the way back into a child's pose. I might still be in there. All the way back, sorry, to downward dog. Just climb up. Feel that same movement, the shoulders, moving the hips around, moving the head around. So we're not too fixated on everything else. The knees to the earth, move back, child's pose. Let the arms go. As you come into child's pose, you guys can stay there, or if you'd rather pull back and roll up and come seated, go for it. Okay? I have a tickle in my nose. And the energy of coming into being on our mat, coming into our bodies, coming into the breath, we have a chance to really tune in to the expansive energy of our truth. We are given this opportunity in life to be so many things. And so we have challenges, but we all come in with gifts. And what we want to do is find the intersection, the middle ground of these, where we can feel the illumination of maybe just acknowledging we feel stuck, we feel agitated, we feel exhausted, maybe feeling like we're just ready to move, we don't want to think anymore. But what we truly want to do is feel into those depths, feel into that, right? Since we have this beautiful lotus mirror, we have this beautiful blossom just rising out from the energy of the heart. So as you're in child's pose or seated, I want you to feel this expansion. Yes, I'm still with it, on the horizon of how you can feel this movement, how you can feel the movement up and down as well. We're going to work from the currents of the soles of our feet, through our legs, up through the sides of the body, up through the crown. And I want you to really feel this horizontal line in the heart, in the low belly, and through the thoracic. And as you're breathing, feeling that middle ground, so when you have the movement up and down, and you have the movement sideways, the middle ground is the heart, the lower heart, okay? So the watery nature of our ability to create, to connect, to manifest that love and that expression of our soul here into the earth's realm, but also stay connected to the highest, to the call of our soul, to that expansion, which requires us to meet the challenges and call on that grace. So 3 breaths, appreciating the physical realm, breathing into your highest perspective, inviting that guidance in, and feeling the intersection of the heart. You're going to inhale, stretch your arms out. If you're up seated, come into that child's pose-like expression that may be more here. You're going to again pull into that belly, tuck the toes. We want to wake up the feet. Find the fingertips. Undersides of the arms lift, armpits lift, hips stretch back. Walk your hands to the right. You're still pushing my hands to the ground. You're not letting the tail swing back. You're lifting into the core, shoulders are drawing in, and then the hips are sweeping towards that left heel. I think water and air is my specialty. It's the elements I have the most of in my chart, and Ayurveda is a little different, but I'm just like all air and a little fire. But in my astrological chart, I got no fire. But the fire I have is Mars. Inhale, come through the center. And which is probably why I've always taught on a Tuesday, because it's how I show up when I need to show up. I'm motivated by you guys. So hands walk through the center, over to the other side, the left side. Watch any tilting and tipping, really lifting into the core. And then as you get that lift, hips are just going to stretch over. So we're getting into this side body. Oh yeah, you know I love side body. Big breath in, big breath out. And then inhale, come all the way back through the center. Come to your forearms. Palms turn up. So we want to find the challenges and the gifts, right? The middle ground. We want to realize we could go one extreme or the other. But we want to find the middle ground. We want to find that relationship with ourselves, with the depth of our essence, lift into the core. So notice if you're over tucking or not at all, find that middle ground. Soften the area in the shoulders. You can totally stay here. Have reverence, bow at all the challenges you've had, those opportunities for growth and your resilience. Or inhale, lift the knees up and come into this forearm prep. So we have started this practice. I just dove in for it, right? Confession, got donuts this morning. So I've had a lot of sugar. Drop into the belly, bring your armpits over your elbows, really lift into the core. No weight on the head. Head is free. We're looking for freedom. We're looking for that strength. And if you are an Aquarian, you have a moon, a sun, or a rising, you really want to rest and fill yourself up, hold your nervous system, move that energy, don't get stuck. Because everything's stuck right now. Most of the planets are going to be in Aquarius all month long. Exhale, walk your feet back. If you're on your knees, pick your knees up, walk your feet back, hips come down, Sphinx pose. Adjust the elbows, adjust the arms. Soften the area in the shoulders. Let it all melt, let the head move around. Arms push down. Now you're going to track the energy of your arms back towards your hips. Lift through your belly, shoulders to your back. Lift through the heart, lift through the roof of the mouth. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. And then exhale, melt all the way down. You're going to move your right arm out to the side. You're going to push through your left arm. You got to watch this one. The arm, I watch so many people do this and it freaks me out, which is why I don't usually do it. But I haven't been able to watch people do yoga in a long time. So I'm just going with it, okay? So you got to watch. You got to pull the arm bone in. Yes, it's going to move down, but you're going to feel the relationship with your head. Push into your left hand. Pull the belly in. Left knee can go, the left leg can go where it supports you. Feel that opening. Maybe even stretch the leg up for a bigger stretch. Maybe it climbs behind you. 3 breaths here. Trying to breathe so that the right rib cage is pushing into the ground. And then inhale, come through the center. Yep, we're going to go to the other side. Left arm stretches out. Okay, you got to find that place of the arm. And as you find that placement, you're going to draw the shoulder in. I gotta watch the shoulder. Lean over. I can't go very far on this side. That's the other thing. My rotator cuff's been really fired up. It's because I'm breathing into areas that are weak and they're totally connected to my shoulders. So again, you're gonna feel that left rib cage. Like this is as far as I can go, you guys. You're gonna feel the left rib cage pushing in towards the ground. So you want to, in finding that middle ground, you're not pushing past the edge, okay? You're understanding what your edge is and you're respecting it. And then I actually come from the philosophy of backing off a little bit. Because when you pull back from the edge, the shit you need to deal with is just waiting for you. So eloquent of me, right? One more breath. Oh man, that's intense. For me, I don't know if it is for you. I'm not even sure it's a healthy intensity for me, so I'm super mindful as I come out. I hope you are too. That's why we back off the edge, so that we can know how to exit and care for ourselves. Feet point back, yeah. Gecko arms. So I've noticed a lot of people do gecko arms. They find their fingers, their elbows are down, and then they lift up. What I want to see you do, in my mind's eye, okay, is sweep the elbows forward. Okay, really get this lift. So you get the back line of the arm to wake up. And as you're there, lift into that belly, shoulders drawn to the back. Sweep the heart forward and then inhale, lift up. Now the elbows, if they're pulling down, they're pulling your shoulder blades down into the kidneys. Pull up into the kidneys, sweep the heart open. Oh, big old heart opening. Full breath in. And then exhale, mount all the way down. Pillow your hands. We're going to recenter here. And what I want you to do is just harvest the seed from where we've already been. Okay, even in this virtual journey, where have you been already today on your mat? Just pause, reevaluate, rethink, return, and notice what you're getting fixated on. Inhale, back to the center, hands under your shoulders, knees bend. Flex the feet. You're going to spread through your fingers, shrug the shoulders to your ears, draw the shoulder blades in, push up off the ground, and then exhale, lower. You got to push the knees to the floor. So feet are awake, getting those inner thighs to plug in, draw into that core, push up, and then come down. We're going to do it 3 more times. Drawing in, lifting up, coming down, feeling the breath each time, realigning, and listening to the conversation, the wisdom of the body. This time, push all the way up. Tuck the toes, climb on to your mat if you climbed off like me, downward facing dog. 5 strong, steady breaths here. Feel all the opening we've done in the shoulders. That was to counter all the work we did on Tuesday or the perspective class. Air to water. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Right leg's gonna lift. Pull into that center. You're gonna walk your hands back. So bend the right knee. Walk your hands back to your left foot. Now notice how much, you can probably see it on me, but notice how much you're doing it to yourself. Totally sinking into that left hip. So find the middle ground. The right leg is up, the left foot is down. Bend both knees. Pull that right knee in. Push into that right hand or climb onto a block. And then draw up into that left side body. You're going to feel the glute. You're going to feel the outer line. You're going to feel an evening, right? Remember this line? Feel an evening there. Feel the expansion of the horizon. Now, more so than getting caught up in the leg that's reaching for freedom, feel how steady and grounded your left leg is. And as you fold, we're going to keep the right knee bent, lifting up. Right elbow goes wide. Rib cage has to spin towards the left. And just hold on to that left leg. Big full breath in. Full breath out. And then climb your hands forward. And as you climb forward, step the right leg through to a lunge. Left knee comes to the ground. Pull the strength of the legs in, draw into the belly. Maybe you're just here getting the thigh stretch. Perhaps you can bend the back knee. Maybe you can reach the hand for the foot. Meet yourself where you are. Breathe into the depths of you. Core's in, shoulders go to the back, and feel that opening. Gonna exhale, free the foot, hand comes to the earth, Back knee lifts, downward dog again. One leg in the sky. When there's air energy, feet come off the ground. Pull into the core, draw in to you. You're gonna draw the right knee to your heart to get that core to ignite. And then you're gonna bend the left knee and stretch the right leg up. Right, so left leg is strong and steady. Right knee comes in. Left knee bends, lift into the core line. Right leg lifts. I want to do 5. So just make sure you do it a total of 5 times. I think this is 3. Really working from that core, working from the psoas. Draw the foot in, knee comes up to the wrist. We're going to go to mini pigeon. So you lean over to the right hip. You're going to turn that left thigh bone in. Relax the thigh back. So all that energy we just cultivated, all the steadiness, right? You probably feel stuck in the left hip. So we're going to clear it out. Just rocking forward and back. Then rock forward, draw into the belly, fold over that right knee, soften the area in the shoulders, relax the neck and jaw. So now feel that horizontal line here, the horizontal line through the thoracic, and then through the cervical. Full breath in, full breath out. And just FYI, if you have the craving for donuts, they're not a good idea. Push the legs to the earth, draw into the belly, inhale, come all the way up. If I had lived closer to Wiltshire, I would have just gone to Wiltshire. Hold on to the left leg, draw the knee, and we're gonna do a deeper thigh stretch here, okay? Hold on to the knee, draw into the belly, elbow's gonna come to the earth. Okay, so notice I was trying to stay on my mat. That's not gonna work out to stay in alignment. So we have to adjust, that's the middle ground. We wanna know what we're working with and accommodate, reevaluate, reconfigure. Draw the ribs in, fill up into that back body. Open the heart up. Full breath in, full breath out. You're gonna free that left leg. Adjust as much as you need to get back on your mat. Stretch that left leg out. Bend the knee if you need to. You're gonna push into the ground. Okay, so we're feeling just this big side body stretch. Yes, this knee is not under my hip, so I gotta adjust to feel supported. Pull into the core. As you draw in, lengthen. Arm goes by your ear. Deep, full breath in. Now what we're gonna do is exhale the left hand to the earth. Really connect, don't go fast. Connect to the movement through your left leg. From the sole of the foot, through the inner thigh, into the waistline. Find your hands, right knee comes in. Nobody really likes to do this one, but just sweep your right knee from side to side. And then climb the foot back. Knees high or low. Exhale to the ground. Feet point back, hands go wide. Elbows sweep up, pull into the core. Shoulders draw in. Inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, bow down. 5 pulses up. And then all the way back into, I can't speak yoga terminology. Draw in, recenter. So what's the middle ground? It's not your knees and just using your arms. You gotta use the insides. You gotta use your whole being. So elbows go wide, shrug the shoulders up, draw the shoulders in, pull the ribs in. Inhale, lift up, and exhale down. So in my shoulder, go for 5. In the call my body's saying, it's just part of the inflammation that's surfacing, but that means I'm feeling vulnerable, and I'm not trying to push through that vulnerability, I'm actually respecting it. So I'm keeping my elbows wider because when I do this, the arms plop and I'm stuck. Push all the way up, ooh, and all the way back, downward dog. Big full breath in. Big full breath out. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Here we go, the other side. Left leg's gonna lift. Make sure you're not dropping and dumping, right? This is getting fixated on the big movement. I want us to find the middle ground. And I'm really just keeping it to the physical experience because the more we can anchor into the physical realm right now, the more we can actually cultivate the clarity to have an understanding that while the future is faceless, the vision's coming. So feel that lift. Walk your hands back. I have to go ahead and bend both knees to get there. As you walk back, find how much energy is on this leg. Yeah, I'm cheating using the wall. It's hard for me not to use it if it's right there. So you want to pull up. Get that right thigh to move back. Lift into that waistline. Expand into that right side body. Right outer hip goes back. Left knee is going to stay bent because we're really working this line here. Not trying to go big pose. Bow into it, fold over. Do you know how many people have taught that don't ever come back to my class? And I'm pretty sure it's because I robbed them of their freedom and just going for the big expression. But if we always go for the big hit, we miss the subtle strength necessary. Like right now, because I'm talking, I have totally dumped out. So to stay in integrity, I have to really back off and stop talking. Woo! And then climb all the way forward and step the foot through to a lunge. Knee comes down, gladly, right? We're doing a ton of work in the psoas. So as you're here, again, big expression. I see it all the time. So if I could go big expression, yeah, ooh, baby. I would literally not be able to move here in about 15 seconds. So pulling in, creating the middle ground, feeling the connection, drawing into the core, shoulders drawn to the back. Maybe the foot lifts up a little bit. Hand can reach back for the foot, maybe. Now I'm getting a stretch, by the way. Before I was getting nothing. And even my hamstring is cramping. I've got to breathe. Donuts. They make life better. They're just not always a good idea. Or maybe they are a good idea. I don't know. And then as you exhale, foot's gonna free. Hand comes to the earth. Draw up, pull the knee in. Sweep the knee from side to side. It'll clear the hip out. Lift up and back. Downward dog. Adjust the hands. Reconnect, realign, reevaluate, rethink. Maybe you are rethinking today's class. Draw into the belly. Pull back into that center. So both arms are working. There's a strong connection. And then the knee comes in towards the heart. Lots of lift. You keep the lift. As you bend the right knee, left leg lifts. It's going to require coordination. Go for a total of 5. Why? Because we're really trying to feel the challenge. And in the challenge, there's transformation. That's where our power resides. And our ability to choose mindfully, to choose again, to choose to see things differently, to choose to stay the course, to choose to know that the challenges are opportunities, to choose to see that in that extreme contrast, we experience ourselves. Left knee comes forward. Bend the right knee. And then just rock. Forward as you inhale. Backward as you exhale. Feel. We're working with the psoas today, with the core, with this middle ground of the heart. and through these horizontal lines. That's a lot, right? So in that focus into ourselves, we can come back to the benevolence. We can come back to seeing ourselves having an imprint in the world, even though the world collectively feels stuck. Turn the thigh in, draw into the belly. Come down to your elbows, soften. And breathe. Exhaling out completely. Ground into the earth, draw into your core. Inhale, rise, hold on to the right foot. Stretch the knee back. Okay, you want to feel that connection. It's not just about dropping down and stretching out. It may feel good. But you want to get the core to ignite, draw in, keep those ribs in, shoulders drawn to the back, and then open up. And as you're opening, just feel the expansion through the front line of the body, getting a different sort of thigh stretch. Both sides feel different, right? So the middle ground is meeting the side where it is, and then knowing that it's a reflection of you, and you hold duality within yourself. But that duality creates the one experience. The inhale, the exhale, the right side, the left side, the front side, the back side. Where you were, where you're going. The middle ground is this moment right here. Free the foot. Inhale, come up. Stretch the foot out. Here we go. So we're going to go into that side table variation. So you're going to have to realize it's this move, but you have to check in, okay? And adjust as necessary. And in that adjustment, feet are grounded. I like to do the knee bend, so I get the thighs back, hug the hips in, seal the energy in, draw into the ribs, so I'm working the low back line, the heart line, and even the neck. And with the neck, then I can feel the expansion. And in the expansion, we're getting into these obliques, right? And getting the psoas to have the space, the length in the spine. Big, deep breath in. Full breath out. You're going to exhale the hand down, spin. So move slowly. Adjust. Spin the heel up. Lift through the inner thigh. Get the leg plugged in. Lift up. You can sweep the knee if you want to. And then move it back. Downward dog. Inhale, plank. Knees high or low. And exhale all the way down to the earth. Pillow. What's the seed of this whole flow we've done? What's available for you? What little nugget of wisdom can you carry with you? What can you look at that maybe you thought was going to go one way and it turned out differently? But what can you see in that journey? It's so easy to get fixated on what isn't working. I have to work on this every day. So we want to get fixated on our potential, the opportunity, but not bypass. We still have to allow the feelings to come up. So if you find you're still grieving that moment that you thought would be, and it's lost, then honor that. But you don't want to be fixated on what was. So it's a dance. It's why it's just the middle ground all together. Nature reminds us we have 4 seasons. Hands come under your shoulders. Shoulders drawn to the back. Inhale, cobra. Opening the heart. Lift into the core. No, you didn't have to do 5 pulses up this time. Move back, downward dog. Inhale, slowly walk the feet forward to the middle of your mat. Then walk your hands back. Draw into the belly, soften the area in the shoulders, stay lifted in the core. What I'm gonna offer, I can't do, okay, but I'm gonna offer it. You're gonna ground into your feet, bend your knees, and then come up onto the balls of the feet. I've yet to ever be able to do it. So as you're here, you might just be here, and this might be enough, especially if you have knee issues. You want to, you don't want to force the knee. Like, if anybody's ever been injured, right, when you do physical therapy, it hurts because you're breaking through the pattern of what you knew what it was to then waking up to what it can be, right? But you don't want to push so hard you deny what's really there for you. I gotta rein it in because I could go big time right now. So now, knees go wide, hips sweep back. You might just be here. Inner thighs are lifting. You're lifting into the core. This is so strong and so powerful. You could totally stay here. There's no way I could. It's really intense. You're gonna come here. Spread through your fingers. Hips are gonna lift up. Sweep the heart forward. Heels rise up, maybe into crow. And if you can, you're gonna kick your left foot towards the ground and bring your right knee to the center and stretch your right leg long. You know, just like that. Just a one-legged crow pose. You can also do what I did. Hold a vision, give it a shot, and then be okay if it doesn't work out. All right? I think the one thing that people have told me with the virtual yoga is that they've appreciated my transparency, my ability to say, I can't do it, and I really can't. There's a lot of things I don't have access to without being in the energy of a group, right? Can you guys agree? So you tried it. If you did it, bravo. If you were able to go from there to chaturanga, up dog, down dog, wow, aren't you amazing? Enjoy that strength. Enjoy the opportunity to utilize that strength. And if you couldn't do it, don't get fixated on what you couldn't do. Find the middle ground. Choose again. You come down, belly lifts, arms go forward. You feel that connection. I can tell that I've been working on strengthening areas that are vulnerable, and they're vulnerable right now. So maybe you're just working on coming here. Look forward. And if you can't balance, I definitely can't balance and talk at the same time today, then it's all good. You just find yourself here. And then you just try again and again. Sure, there's fear. If you can push the right foot down and bring the left knee in, great. Maybe even just try trusting the weight on your hands, trusting the perspective of being this close to the earth and trying to fly, and knowing the likelihood of falling, it's highly probable unless you practice. And the practice is practicing the middle ground, not practicing to, as Pamela Ortega would say, to get another notch on the belt, but literally for the experience. That you take the knowledge and you just show up for experience. It's called Yana Vijnana. And in that, that's the middle ground, where we can live in this realm, still connected to the spiritual. Okay, you're there, you're gonna come all the way seated. If you were able to go into Ekapada Bakasana, awesome. It's amazing. It's really powerful when you can come into those arm balances. Come seated, soles of the feet together. Knees go wide. We have not opened the inner thighs that much at all. So in that, feeling how much we've worked the outer legs and the hamstrings and the quads, but we haven't worked the inner thighs. So you're going to sit back onto your heels. Lean over to the left foot, okay? You can bring the left foot in more. Draw the right knee towards the armpit. The chest is going to collapse. The tail is going to get heavy. You're going to lose the connection with this back line here. So you want to draw in, find the Z length, and we're going to open the knee to the side and then just stretch the foot out. Yeah, we could have done this standing. Bend the knee. You're going to lean forward, shoulders drawn to the back. Keep the core in, ribs in. Find that lift. Big full breath in. We got to work the core here. Big full breath out. Come back to the center. Right foot's going to come down. Lean over to the right hip. Maybe you can walk the left hip in. Bring the hips to the earth. Hook the left elbow. We're going to go for a twist. Draw into the core. Find the length. Open the heart. I've been collecting Post-it notes on my desk. I didn't realize it, but I have. Big inhale in. Draw into the core. Lift through the heart and twist. Anybody else noticing when you twist, you're noticing something in your space and in your house that you're like, oh, I didn't even realize that. How about that? And then inhale, come back through the center. Okay. Choices. All right. You can come to the center. Open the left knee up. Stretch the right leg. This is what I would want to do, but I also want to give the challenge. Today's just a good day to rise up to meet the challenge. Okay? So if you come here, you just fold over, head to knee pose, Janu Shirshasana. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to bend the knee, draw the hip in, pick that foot up, opposite hand to foot, okay? Knee draws back, arm comes under. Okay, hand comes down. You gotta draw the knee in. Arm holds the leg up. Feet hug. Push into the hands so the inner thighs sweep back. Feet go off to the side and just feel all crooked in all 8 places. Come back to the center and then enjoy. Clearly my arm balance practice has vanished thanks to 2020. And my shoulders, you know, I have to say that I've had a lot of awareness, right? I think everybody has. And in being asked to practice in this way, what my body is really wanting to nourish, as well as what it does not want to do at all. Okay? So I try to simplify for myself. So second side, we're just going to go here first. You're going to hold on to the foot, bend the knee, lean towards there, draw the hip back, and you got to tuck the tail, okay? Knee opens to the side. Maybe you're here, just trying to get the sit bones. You've got to be leaning back some, but not so far back that you don't. Middle ground. Low back moves in. Ribs move back. Cervical spine moves in. Roof of the mouth lifts. Pubic bone and tail go down. So in that action, leg stretches out. This is powerful. This is going to help us find that ability to be and remain connected to ourselves when we do this expression in a side plank or standing or however it may reveal itself. Come back to the center, foot comes down, it crosses over, adjust, realign, reevaluate every pose. Don't think that you land and you have to stick it. Yoga is not a performance art. Yoga is a permission to process the integration of all the many layers of yourself. Draw the core in, lengthen the spine, hook the elbow, and twist. And some of us are wired where we just go. We don't need to process. I'll tell you right now, processing brings more joy. Breathing into that twist. Hoo-wee. I can tell that I have been working. So what have I been doing? I've been working this line from here all the way down to here. Inhale, come back through the center. So you can come here, knee opens up, hips stay square, sweep the belly back, find yourself in head to knee pose, or the knee's gonna bend. You pick the foot up, you draw the knee back, the arm comes down, you hook. Do you know I have this gift of being able to remember? I can see Thelma smiling every time we do this pose, every time. watch this at all, I still remember you talking about how much the hip flexors bind every single time I do this. And they do bind, which is why we've worked so much to get into the pelvis. Hook the feet, hands come down. So even getting here, you guys, this is huge. And this is why we like to have practices with multiple ranges of styles and practitioners and teachers, because every different perspective is going to help give us access. So don't bash the other side. Rather, hold space for yourself and your own energy so that you can hold space that they're allowed to have their view, as long as they're not causing harm. That's a really big caveat. So hands come down, push into the earth. Maybe just getting here, what you have to do is use that belly. Use that belly to sweep the hips back. And then once you're there, if you get the hips up off the ground, you have to keep pulling into the belly, legs stretch out, elbows bend, and maybe you just completely crash. Maybe it's amazing. And wherever you are, you breathe and you come back to your center. We're gonna stretch both legs out. So if you're still in Janu Shirshasana, you can rise up. Feet stretch out in front of you. Okay, I have to use my bolster today, sorry. What you wanna do is, if you have a blanket, okay, doesn't have to be a pretty fancy blanket, anything, you're just gonna roll it up. You're actually gonna place it under the knees, okay? You may not need it, but I want us to feel the thighs going back. I want a deep massage through here. Okay, I have to be careful because yes, I had donuts. So in my awareness of my brilliant choice to have donuts, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this blanket into the creases of my hips. Okay, so that way I create space, which is important for me too. Anybody who internally rotates a lot, forward bends are just super easy, then you want to create space. Draw into the belly, middle ground. The days of being aggressive with our own nature and being results oriented and driven are over. We are in the middle ground, the transition right now of engaging in a way where we can truly respect the diversity of expressions, the opportunity, and recognizing where the effort is being placed, and returning that effort to nourishment so that our productivity, what we produce, are relationships that are sustainable, respectful, honorable, and it's really about healing the individual energy. So many people are in so much pain, even if they deny it. And letting, this is my bias, of giving the respect to the house and home, and breaking ground into really honoring the success of humanity comes from the connection to the heart of the home. Okay, that's it. I just had to pause. Clarify. Pull the waist back, lengthen the spine, bow. Any expression that you find is yours. Breathe into the low back, breathe into the heart, breathe into the neck. Breathe into the low back, the heart, the neck. You're really breathing into the bottom of the lungs, by the way, which is down here. But that's the energy is going to go to the low back, okay? Go for 3 rounds. 1 breath in each spot counts as a round. So it'll be a total of 9 breaths. As you exhale, exhale out completely. Ground into the earth. You're going to lengthen the spine and then move. As you inhale up, you're moving into that back body. You're going to come lying down. Okay? You're going to move your stuff out of the way. If you know you want a little extra support, I recommend grabbing it. You're going to come lying down just for a brief moment. Hips come to the earth, throat opens, hips rise. You can be in bridge pose or come on. You can even do it on that blanket or that pillow. Just come with the hips supported. You could also go to the wall and do legs at the wall. Find if your tailbone's swinging up to the sky, you're going to slide off the blanket. You're going to open the heart, throat opens. Stay here, otherwise knees are going to go wide. You could be here so that we all get a chance to get our feet off the ground no matter what. Or bring the knees together and come here. Just a supported shoulder stand with support. We're not going to get stuck here. We find the middle ground. Although I never had you come standing today, did I? Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. We want to keep the mind oxygenated right now. Exhale all the way out. Knees are going to bend, knees open up, and just feel that opening. And one foot comes to the ground, then the other. Pausing here. Push into the earth, hips rise up. Bring the hips all the way back down. Undo the legs. Check in with yourself. Maybe you require a twist. Maybe you require knees to your chest, but check in if you're doing it out of habit, right? Like you're just fixated on that's what comes next. That's how it has to be. That's how we have to do it. We're breaking rules, you all. We're breaking the rules of expectation left and right. Nobody would have ever thought. Nobody could have ever possibly dreamed of the experience we're going on globally. Globally. So respect it. Bashing it ain't going to get anybody anywhere. So I brought extra support under my neck. I highly recommend just a blanket. It's not under the bony part of the head. It's at the bony part of the neck pushed into the shoulders. So when the head leans back, it can fall back. If it feels like too open like this, then you just take a little here and fold it here. But you don't want more, you don't want the head up. You need the support at the shoulder line. And then you can find extra support under your knees. We just need that release, okay? And usually the more our nervous system feels held, the more it can release. I also know I had donuts, so I know that my nervous system needs a little insulation. Find yourself on the ground, let the ground hold you. What is the middle ground? Right now, it's the intersection of the heavens above, the earth below. The right side, the left side, by the feet, over the crown of the head. And as we call in all these directions, we call into our source of strength within. You can find that breath of just appreciating the journey, your being, your body, really calling in the blessings. You can call in the guidance of your own wisdom, your higher self. And then feel the integration and the intersection into the heart, the energy of the heart. That the electromagnetic field is strongest around the heart. And then we allow ourselves to rest here. Just as you are, breathe all the way in and all the way out. Just as you are. Ooh, feel that ability to be more of who you are, because you are everything, and everything that you are is enough. Maybe you even feel like staying here. I do. But wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, reawaken. Choosing what it is that you want to honor and acknowledge. Or do you want to place your awareness so you can have the momentum to carry on? Not to fake it and make it, but the perseverance of your soul, of your essence. Where you can continue to be mindful and conscious and aware. It is not a path for the faint of heart, but it is the path that we all are being called to engage in. It is a path of inclusivity. Bring the knees into the chest. So when you can recognize that being those who are light-hearted or faint of heart, that you can have compassion for them as they gain the energy and connection to their own potential. We're here to shine together, not separate. But we will always feel separated in our experience, because the only one that can experience what you're experiencing is you. And so we find the middle ground in that paradox. Roll over to one side. Stay there for as long as you like, if you like. And then once you're ready, come up seated. And as you find that seat, find yourself sitting well, sitting tall. One hand to your heart, let the other hand come to your heart. Anytime you feel over-agitated, overextended, just you've lost your middle ground. You have no center. You don't know what's up. You don't know what's down. Inside, outside, where you're headed, bring your hands to your heart. Everybody has energy in their hands. If your mind's racing, rub your hands together. Bring your hands to your head. Or to your heart, to your belly, if you feel just that tension. Breathing into this moment and honoring the light in yourself. Honoring that light that shines for you, even in days where it's going to be cloudy and there's 100% chance of rain. Literally and figuratively. And then we can remember that the ever-expansive energy of Jupiter can be a little too much. And so we call in those boundaries so we don't get pushed over the edge. To that light that shines for each of us and all of us, we welcome in the rest of our day, the rest of our lives, the next breaths that await us. Namaste. It is a pleasure to share these deeper considerations of our experience in life. So thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And it's working out, 10 o'clock. I'm here. It seems to be the good jam for me. I know it's not convenient for everybody, especially those of you who aren't stuck at home with kids. You're working. But the replays are valuable. So whether you're live or the replay, thank you for communicating. Even if it's on YouTube, comment there. I appreciate it when you reach out to me and comment. That's amazing. I really appreciate it. It just doesn't help my endeavors. It does. I should take that back. Forget it. You got to do you. Just do you. Be true to you. Be mindful of you. And until the next time, thank you for choosing to be conscious, to be aware, and to breathe into the depth of your truth, your sacred essence. I'll see you next time. Because there's going to be a next time, right? I have spoken enough. So I'm not going to speak anymore. But I do have to give a shout out to Carissa. I've started Carissa at Night. She's in this group. She does facials. And our skin, right, especially with all this time of year, we need that nourishment. So I have appreciated her products too. So a shout out. And I know that everybody has different needs. And so I appreciate you. Sarah, I'm glad it worked. Martha, yay, you got to be live. I hope those grandbabies are great. I love all of you all who get to be grandparents, even of those little puppy dogs. And I just want to also say thank you to Angie and anybody else that I keep forgetting. Denise, I know you're watching this somewhere else. And I can't begin to tell you guys how much you're with me. And in so much of what I'm doing. And I know not everybody's into the astrology like I am, except for I hope you will join me, especially because it's coming together in a beautiful way. So I think I'm going to be putting together, I don't know when it's going to happen. It may not happen till next fall, but I have a course in mind called The Sun, the Moon, the Stars, and You, because it's so much to welcome in that if we can take little nuggets and let it marinate, it can really, really help. I've been marinating with charts since I met my sweet friend Gloria Siri, and that was in 2009. Maybe even 2008. So, a long time. So thank you guys so much. I adore each and every one of you, however this finds you.